name is Notepad, Anon, and I write games for fun. So what are we doing today? Today we're going to take a look at an oddity. An odd game that I wrote. God, it was a while back at this point, back in January. So it's been about 4 months. Actually, nah, I actually know for a fact it's been longer. I do know for a fact. Yeah, this is all the way back in May of 2020 is when I wrote Fists of Chaos. So it's been almost a year since I touched this. Outside minor edits and people making comments on the thing, which I always find amusing. What is Fist of Chaos? Well, Fist of Chaos is a very simple game with a very simple premise. How do you make a game about punching a motherfucker in the face? And in case you're wondering, that is actually in the prelim. That was my first thing I wanted to get across. How do I punch someone as physically hard as possible, breaking their nose into 1,000 pieces? Because I am a crazy martial arts man who does crazy martial arts things, but I notice a lot of games, tabletop games anyway, fall into like 2 categories when it comes to martial arts. Well, 3, I should say. It's either you have option A, which is martial arts is kind of like a subsystem that's not really focused on. It's over there, like the Palladium's martial arts section. That's a good example. It's there, but it's not really a focus. It's not a key part of the experience. Then you have the Wuxia games. Wuxia games are exactly as they sound. They're very focused on that particular genre. They're very punchy, flying around, doing crazy magic tricks and all that fun stuff, which I'm not bashing on. There's nothing wrong with it. However, I don't like Wuxia very much. I know, crazy. The other one is trying to pretty much make Street Fighter into a pen and paper game, as, let me actually bring up, I believe it's here. No, it is not. It is actually in my, such as this game, which I found to be an odd experience, because it is a fighting game. That's the joke, you could say. And let me see if I can find. Yeah, you get things like this, like anti-air responses. Oh, sorry, you're jinking. Where is it? They actually have a. Oh yeah, Shin Hali. Where is it? Yeah, we have all the various special moves. With the idea in this game is actually a little bit different, because the emphasis is on when you like level up. It's not you becoming better. It's you learning the controller inputs better. Like, that's the thing. That's the joke. And it's like, all right, how do you justify situations like this? This is what this game is about. This game is about running a Street Fighter game. Or you have the literal Street Fighter RPG. Actually, which still baffles me to this day that it exists. Like, somebody sat down and said, you know, like, this world needs the storyteller game of Street Fighter, which I've had people talk about, you know, it before, and people seem to really enjoy it when it works. Like, when it works well, and it's an amusing game about being a Street Fighter protagonist and all of the stupid shit that implies. There's StreetFighterRPG.com. Well, while we're here, yeah, it's what the fuck? Oh, it's a fan-made 20th anniversary edition. Yeah, it's people who like, you know, people who enjoy this kind of game love it. But it's a very specific kind of game that tries to emulate a very specific feeling. I didn't want that. I wanted a game that is a game about punching someone. A game about closing the distance, breaking someone's nose, grabbing their arm, breaking their arm in half before, you know, flying dragon kicking their jaw and, you know, breaking it into 5 pieces. Let's see. So let's go through as we do, and let's see what we can do. Oh yeah, no, this was the first time I actually implemented this system. This system's seen some edit. It was in Wolf, Sheep, and Shepherd, I actually think. I believe this is in Wolf, Sheep, and Shepherds, because the idea here is, instead of having, like, strict difficulties, the idea is the referee is rolling a dice as an opposition. So it could be an easy die might be 1 to 4, or it might be, you know, an insanity is d20. However, in insanity, you still have a 5% chance of rolling a 1 kind of thing. Everything is opposed. Rolls their attribute dice plus modifiers, attempt to beat the difficulty value for simple checks. Oh yeah, this was the time someone actually even said, being like, make sure to differentiate simple checks. Let's see, instead adds a bonus. Adds a bonus rather than penalize the character. Alright. Yeah, because you never have a, you would never really have a negative. It would always be a bonus to the opposition roll. And Lone Sheep and Shepherd, I use the same system if I remember correctly. Actually, I know I do. Yeah, actually, this might not be a terrible idea. Yeah. What I'm gonna do is we'll shoot WSS into this. Lighter creation. Three other attributes, skills, and their style. Attributes, basic talent, skills, characters, quality, narrows, and subjects. Styles, preferred measure of violence toward others. Period. Wow, no bad. Lowest character and an attribute of D2, while the highest is D20. Character creation, all characters start with baseline D6 in their attributes. It's 4 increase. Rewrite this section, Notepad. Notepad, rewrite. Rewrite. You'll also notice, I keep getting accused in this game. I don't know why, mind you. I keep getting accused in this that this is my Coomer game. Like, I don't know why people get that impression. I really have no idea why people get the impression that this is a Coomer game. I have no idea why. Absolutely none. Abso-fucking-lutely none. Like, see, I gotta look at here. Like, there's nothing overly sexual about this piece of artwork from a fucking Street Fighter hentai doujin. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. Y'all prudes. But yeah, no, like, it's one of the things, like when I was choosing artwork and stuff for this, like, it's actually kind of hard to find artwork for this specific kind of fighting. Because either you end up in this really grim and, like, it's time to be pain, or you end up in, like, well, Street Fighter art. And, fun fact, fighting games fighting games live and die off their characters. Nobody remembers boring fighting game characters, but yet Ryu is kind of a staple. You know, and let you have these characters that have stayed in the series for years. And the reason is because they look fun, they play fun, and various other things. Sonya Blade is not, you know, isn't in there for her sterling personality, for example. You know, guys, let's be honest here. That's it sells. It always has sold. And I am you know, as someone who does marketing stuff, that's how that works. People, we would like to not believe that sex sells because of various naughty words. However, shit does. Shit really do. Getting pinged in random discords, and this is a mistake. Discord was a mistake. So, natural coordination, speed, ability. Strength. Wow, some of these lines are fix. Some of these lines are terrible. Notepad, what were you smoking? Let's see, toughness. I'm just gonna put a note up here, like just fix all the description. Just fix literally everything. Because it's all pretty bad. Let's see, we got technique. I'm probably going to redo these, make them a little bit more in line with how I plan on doing it, because I believe in Little Sheep and Shepherds, you have skills as well. You can also see where, instead of technique, you had faith in here. Skills, it's the same thing. Yeah, I might need to do some fixing up there. So, health and stamina. And fight all actions or remaining limbs. Take 1d10 damage. Let's see. So no character is immortal. Take an iron brick. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be the only way we're going to be able to do this right. The arms. Render you. Ability to continue to fight. Use moves. Let's see. Starting stamina. Will +5. Stamina needs REDUX. I don't know how I want to do it. Stamina needs some fixes. Because stamina is really important. Like a fundamental part of this goddamn game. But but it's also a little bit on the low side, so things break there, and I don't want it to break there, but I don't want it to be too high either, so it's kind of a back and forth. Let's see. Effort, body and soul. Following example. Yeah, okay, actually, what I should do is add more styles. That's going to be almost a perfect understanding of this entire thing. Just add more. That reminds me. We want to go to current projects, I believe. Let's see. Actually, that reminds me, I don't need you anymore. Don't need you anymore. Let's see, more on... Do I not have it on here? What? What? Flag bearer. Am I not seeing it? Am I just having a literal stroke going on right now? I cleanly remember I put this in. I wanted to fix this. Perfect. Redux project. Face account. A full tweak of how build styles and more goddamn styles. Yeah. Okay, maybe a setting anchor wouldn't be too out of the loop. So just add more styles. Each style is composed of offensive move, defensive move, utility abilities, and keywords. I'm just gonna put a note here. Fix. uh, let's see. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to formalize this entire section. So formalize this section. To damage or damage roll. Let's see. A character may attack repeatedly. With change check, allowing the character to use a move right after another move is used for 0 additional stamina. Each chain move can only be used once after each unique move. Status effect disabled. We need more of these. More. Welcome to the gospel of this entire thing. Let's see, offensive style up. Yeah, this is the piece that usually gets me yelled at. Means takes away 2 steps of strength, give 2 steps of die elsewhere, or tries to balance it, not stamina cost. Taken away should be added back and vice versa. This means that if stance takes 2 steps of strength, give 2 steps of a die elsewhere, or tries to balance out the stamina cost. Nothing should be overall more valuable or less valuable than any other move. Moving aside, moves are not moves are the most active part. Two functional legs, no specific situation, just legs. Complex moves, multiple triggers need to be met. Liberated fists, clobbering time. Require the liberated fists turn the iron. Clobbering time. To be bound to be used. Very specific situation. Benefits of such are noted. Each move requires 1 stamina to be used, plus any additional stamina depending on the number of actions previously. Why are you there? Previously, but when designed, moves note. But when designing moves note, something deserves a keyword or the chain tag. A keyword makes the move more valuable in addition to the chain move. Both decrease the cost versus the value of the move in question. Let's see. I went. Passive in the middle of it. What am I seeing here? Subdue keyword on the fence focus. Yeah. It back up. When assigning, follow the handy rule of thumb. Thin strength, tough for physical action, tech, and will for more style actions. If you want to shoot out my copyright-free energy ball, I'd probably roll something like strength plus will, but if you want to do a flying jump kit, strength plus tech. Flesh on flesh. Alright, combat. Conflict is inevitable. Determine justice by the fist or simply destroying your enemies before you. Violence is part of the martial artist's life. Duels and brawls. Duels between 2 and 5 characters fighting incapacitate each other through deadly skills and abilities. Duking it out. Victory. So, duels. Characters duel the rule of it. Starts by rolling their finesse die to determine who claims momentum. Claims momentum may act first. This was the odd bit about this combat system, because I wanted the idea of the back and forth. And what I noticed a lot in fighting games, anyway. Because one of the core ideas of fighting games, and if anyone's ever played any of those, footsies is important. These little moments of trying to poke and prod and trying to understand and get that moment before backing off. That's what I wanted. And I actually based it off of Absolver quite a bit. Because in Absolver, you quickly notice, if you watch kind of like the higher level PvP stuff, there's a flow to the fight. And what happens is you go in, and one person sees the momentum. I'm going to attack. They go in, they do their combo. They're fighting and they're trying to get the hits. And the other person has to block, defend, dodge, do things to get out of the way, to avoid as much damage as possible. And then when that person is done with their combo, they usually pull away. It's in, out, and kind of let either the other person take the initiative, or they re-seize the momentum and go back in. However, during that fight, it's easy to notice that people will try to steal it. I'm punching you, I'm like boom, 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 I have half my stamina, and then you reverse one of my moves, and then you punch me right in the face, and now I'm trying to defend you with very limited stamina, and you're punching the shit out of me, and I'm going to get my ass kicked because I let you hit me. I opened myself up. That was one of the ideas I wanted to get across, that push and pull of the momentum of I'm fighting you, but you reversed me, so now you're fighting me, and then it's kind of back and forth until you just break someone's arm or you punch them in the head to knock them unconscious. Stamina claim momentum, go back and forth, aggressor first. Whoever spends most stamina seizes the momentum. Action they perform once they've seized the momentum. Each action a character performed costs 1 of their stamina. If a character takes multiple actions per turn, it costs 1 more stamina for every action. I can clarify this a little bit more. Clarify and fix. So, and yeah, here I actually tried to get the concept of fighting game stuff, because like every fighting game character you find is going to have a grab. They're going to have, you know, a kick, a punch, and I put in a headbutt in there because headbutts are useful. You know, they have something that they're pretty much punching, they're kicking, they're doing low punches, high punches, blah blah blah. Which I actually add more. That might not actually be a bad idea. I change basic grabs like a command grab. Like, kind of lean in a little bit more to the fighting game thing. It's not perfect, but it might... It's what I have to work with. That's one of the things I have to kind of consider myself is... That's what I have to work with. I don't have a lot of other resources exactly. I can't really, you know, open up the book and be like, ah, yes, of course. I'll use the my punching book. Oh, let's see. They deal toughness damage. Fuck, strength plus toughness. Punch. Kicks are really good. However, kicks are really good, so you probably want to start blocking those. Hence, you also have this little note, requires both legs to be usable, because you need to stand. Their stance is changing their attribute level. It's appropriate offensive move. Following the requirement. Actually, holds you requirements and triggers. Maneuver makes move to another place of the fight, loses the momentum, and restores will attribute die in stamina. So what this how this works is I'm going to change my stance. I'm going to punch you. That's 3 of my stamina. If I change my stance again, that's 3 additional stamina. I spent 6 stamina doing that. So it's pretty much, it's 1, 3, so it's 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, 21. Like, it's, you can rapidly increase the amount of stamina you're popping. That's why I'm like, maybe I want to increase stamina. It looks like flat across the board. Because if you have really poor, like, let's say minimum D6, you're going to have 11. 11 stamina to kind of play with. But yeah, so during another time, the character during the time another character possesses the momentum, they are acting quickly and effectively to dispose of their opponent. However, during this time, wow, that's a terrible, terrible line. I hate everything I wrote here. Fix line. Fix wording. During this time, the character who do not possess momentum, they may perform a series of actions that the defender prepares themselves when/if they seize the momentum. All of these actions cost the defender 1 stamina to perform. However, if no actions are used, the defender restores 2 stamina instead. Every action the character who has the momentum takes, all other characters gain +1 to their next time they're able to... What is this line? Every action the character with the momentum takes, all other characters gain a +1. What? Heh. Weird. Okay, I need to actually put this in. Formalize this section. Because what I think I was going here, the idea is that you're effectively rolling your initiative every time someone stops, everyone rolls their initiative. And pretty much characters who aren't doing things are pretty much characters who are not getting, who have it, are getting a bonus to it. Fast characters are going to be able to act quicker, but they're not going to have as much, stamina to do things in. So every character after that gets a bonus. I might change that to a die. Let's see. I'm going to put those fixed here. I might change that to a die value to make it a little bit more meaty instead of just +1, +1, +1. It's, okay, it's your finesse, but you add a D4, but you add a D6, but you add a D8, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, you are more likely to seize the initiative at some point based on the fact that you are that. Characters expend stamina at a 1-to-1 ratio to mitigate damage from an attack. The character makes a toughness will attack. Defensive moves, expend stamina to perform defensive moves. Often these success they trigger, disarm, attempts to disarm an opponent from the weapon they're currently using. Post Tekosi. Dodge, mix. Insert footnote. Why do I have a... yeah, you know this wasn't really good. On a success, the character mitigates all damage of Finn versus their opponent's attribute. So the attacking die of the opponent. Basic punch would be strength first Finn. Clarify. Search for weak spots. Spring the action when appropriate. Gain a bonus to the next momentum check. Chains and you. Chain move in the moving lines. Can perform the action for free. A punch would cost 1 stamina. I can then chain it to another move. I need to fix chains. Fix chains. The idea behind chains was I'm punching you, but I'm going to follow it up with another move that's going to do something. That's my combo, effectively. It's not having to spend not the 1 stamina, 2 stamina, 3 stamina, 6 stamina in total to do 3 moves. It's 1 stamina, 1 stamina, so I've only spent 2, then 2. So I've done 3 actions for only 4 stamina. That chain was supposed to be in the middle there. It's you spend a little stamina to do something else, but you're spending half as much, or you're spending a quarter as much. Like, you're not spending nearly the same amount to do more. Just the idea to get the idea of making a combo, like you are rapidly comboing abilities together. Seize momentum. All characters on their same may act together, expending stamina individually or against a single target. However, a character being attacked still has access to all their defensive moves and abilities. But a move that allows them to seize momentum from a successful dodge triggers allows them to act and savage everyone. To counter this, multiple. That was my my thing with multiple characters. The idea of multiple characters was everyone has to do everyone's allowed to do their own thing against one opponent. However, that opponent pretty much says, okay, I'm blocking all of your attacks, or I'm dodging all of your attacks at once. Makes the nature of the attack has to choose where they're attacking in such a way. I make a basic attack at the left arm, always plays into the narrative in this situation. As a character who cannot physically strike another person's arm, isn't going to be able to strike their arm. If a player chooses just randomly. Let's see, I need to normalize this section. Normalize attack locations. My idea was the player was always going to target where they want to hit. If I'm going to punch you, I'm saying I'm going to punch you. I want to punch you in the face. And you're obviously going to want to reposition that attack somewhere else because you don't want to get punched in the face. It's like, oh no, you hit my arm instead. Or, oh hey, think you hit my chest. You know, you're kind of wasting it. Now, I might have to fix that to get across the idea that you aren't really encouraged to just auto-attack the head. Like, that's my one worry with the system always has been, is everyone's just like, I must hit head, hit noggin, which is, again, the best option. So I might put a penalty to hit certain locations. That might be the only way to really do things. Maybe a passive defense system? So brawls take place milk. Get a large fight, low tier enemies. Have acted, the goons don't act, throwing themselves. Oh yeah, equipment. Okay, our reward, but dangerous to be but true fighter. But to a true fighter, limit skill tool. With these tools are more actually threatening. When using a weapon in the field, the character cannot use the limb being taken up by the weapon or basic strikes or moves. Edged weapons. Will cut, cleave, lead straight off the defender's body. They're deadly in the right hands, could spell doom for those not paying attention. Edge weapon has durability, which reflects the number of times it can deal damage. The edge weapon reduces the target limb to 0 health, crippling it. If the attacks again, the limb is destroyed. That's the scary thing about edged weapons, is that you can do a lot of damage with them and kill someone pretty fucking quickly. Hey, I have a knife, and I'm going to attack you with it. Oh, I stabbed you in the chest. You're fucking dead. You're taking a D10 all your, every limb because you have a knife sticking out of your body. Blunt weapons. Crippling damage. Let's see. So. Let's see. More weapons. Armor. Arm penalty. armor. Patch armor up. I don't know how I want to do that. Because again, like, armor isn't a big deal. It's armor in a martial arts setting. Nobody uses armor in a martial arts setting. And if they do, it doesn't really do anything. The hell is concept fluid fighting enlightenment? Two kinds of advancement, incremental and learned. And for 3 to 5 sessions, incremental advance to choose to do one of the following things. Advance tier and learn style, adopt a new style, increase an attribute 1 step to a maximum of D12. Attain perfection in an attribute by advancing it to D20. Ah, yeah, the learn style, which was my really weird method of doing things. So, a character can naturally grow with experience and knowledge when fighting one. By gradual experiencing and I've taught to them. Character can have a maximum of 5 things they are currently learning, but each kind of learning takes a different amount of time and effort to learn. Every time a character uses, is attacked by, or learns more about a certain topic, they grow their knowledge. Obtain the knowledge, they have access to what they were learning to and use at all times. Specific moves, utilities, or keywords. Having the move used on the character, plus 1 knowledge for having them demonstrated to the character. Taught to character by one who's mastered it. Using in a mock battle, when successfully using the move in a mock battle. Let's see. Each step the complexity of the scale, plus 5. Is from the game master scale because in one style is greatest. Greater strength in someone in tier 1 5 styles. Choose to use one of the things they are learning at a penalty of +4 to all their opponent. Okay. Alright. Make primary, question mark. Alright. So what's on the table? What's the plan? What's the difficulty? What's me crying myself to sleep at night? Because God help me, I'm suffering. And yeah, I'm gonna put bike it in here because fuck you, I can. Let's see. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Hello, Jerry. Yeah, so effectively, Beast Mode is going to be a project of clarification more than anything. It's going to be adding and clarifying. I'm going to be adding more things and clarifying the existing parts. Probably I'm going to split this up into 2 sections, with the first half of this project going to be dedicated almost exclusively to how do I clarify the parts already in this game. This doesn't work, fix it. This doesn't sound right, fix it. This isn't this, fix it. A lot of those notes where I've typed this the word fix or something like that, I'm going to be doing that first half. Because I need to. Because once those are fixed, I can start adding new styles pretty easily. Also give me a little bit of an opportunity to possibly just adopt a setting, which may help the design of new styles and new ideas. I might throw that to the consortium and see what they think. If they like it, awesome. If they don't, c'est la vie. I'll see what they want and see what kind of styles they actually are looking for. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to call it there for today. Not exactly an exciting stream, but Beast Mode is going to be an odd duck. I'm going to make a wild estimate, say probably a 3 to 5 episode. So probably 2 weeks. Once that's done, I won't really have to worry about it too much. Things should be going relatively quickly. this Friday we'll start everything formally, and obviously this Saturday we're going to be reviewing 3 games, which I finally found them all. We're going to be reviewing the Bonkles RPG of the Crimson Box. We're going to be reviewing the Cancol RPG, which is really weird. And we're also going to be reviewing a Toho RPG, because I can't have nice things. So thank you all for watching. Godspeed, good luck, and we'll catch you all on the flip side.